All right, YouTubers, welcome everybody on YouTube. We got YouTube, we got Discord, and then TikTok should be, TikTok. I almost had TikTok ready. And then I started getting you guys rolling. One quick second here, and then we are ready to rock and roll. La la la. All right, one moment. Happy Friday is always good. One moment. Oh, I kind of like that one. It's goofy, but it's funny. All right. Go live. There we go. All right. Boom. There we go. All right. TikTok's live too. We are good across the board. Woo-woo. All right. And as always, I don't like my camera being that high up, but I don't think I have much of a choice. The lower I get it, the bigger the possibility of it hitting my screen, which I don't want. There. Is that still? I'll move it. Oh, I can move this forward. Actually, that's not terrible. Okay. I was trying to move the camera a little bit lower. As you can see, like it should be at eye level, but I'm still looking at my screen like at YouTube. I'm looking at your guys' comments here, which looks like I'm not looking at you, but I actually am because the camera's up there. Here, TikTok. There we go. Everybody's here. Woo-woo. Woo-woo. Anyway, hey, everybody. Welcome, TikTokers. Everybody's with us now today. Lots of gifts rolling in too. Thank you, guys. Bryce and Chazak and Running and others. I did not say TikTok is closing down on Sunday because it's not. Who said that? Wasn't me. Thank you, Phil. What else is going on, guys? Good morning or good afternoon. I say, well, good morning in Australia, maybe you're Asia, but good afternoon and evening. Yeah, I wouldn't believe anybody sending you something. Not unless you know somebody at the New York Times who's sending you something, but otherwise I wouldn't believe anything. Yeah, I'm sure it's a fake vid. Oh, of me going around? Oh, that's fun. That's fun. That's great. Just to add to the fun, there's enough crazy fake TikTok things going on. That's always a joy. Anyway, welcome, guys. I'm John Aravosis. Thank you for joining us tonight. We've got, it's not as busy a show as normal, a little less news than normal. Still a lot of bad news today. Big surprise. Thank you for the Easter thingy, the spring picnic spider, and Brigitte and Jules and others. The way we do the show is I talk about the latest news from America, where I am in Washington, D.C., and then we also branch out and talk about the latest news from Ukraine as well. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Brigitte. Remember, tomorrow we've got our coffee talk as well, the coffee talk for TikTokers. It's my hangout I do for the paid monthly subscribers. We do it on YouTube, on Discord, on TikTok, 11 a.m. Eastern time US. That's everyone who is a monthly subscriber. On TikTok, it's everybody who has SNN next to your name. Some of those might have been a gift subscription you got for a month. On Discord, it's everybody whose name is a different color. It's only you today. And Doug just left me too. Okay, Discord, we just lost everybody. And YouTube, if your name is green, you are eligible as well. Anyway, let's get rolling, guys. So latest update. This crazy story, really crazy story of, again, just adding to Trump doing things that are absolutely unimaginable in this country, but he's doing them. Thank you, Jess, for the gift. Please do keep the gifts coming, guys. I do this for a living. Your gifts pay the bills, so thank you. Thank you, Tarad, as well, for the gift right there. Really horrific story out of Florida. Trump administration arrested an American citizen, a guy born in America. His name was or is Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez. As you can guess, he's Latino. But again, he's not just American. He was born in America. I say that because, you know, if you're American, whatever. But it's like even worse, I think, if someone was born here. To me, it's an even bigger affront. It really, I know it shouldn't be because legally it isn't, but it bothers me even more. This guy's a natural born American citizen. And they arrested him and they started to deport him because he was Latino. And they assumed he had an accent. And they assumed, well, you're obviously not an American if you have a Latino accent, which is insane to assume something as racist as that. But this is the Trump administration. So this guy, he's driving into Florida for work, you know, from a nearby state, gets pulled over for speeding. And the cops think he's an illegal. That's what he is. Just because he's a Latino guy with an accent. They just assume he's got to be illegal. They call immigration. The immigration puts him in prison for 2 days. They lock him up. They call it an ICE hold. It's the immigration hold. Well, his family goes to court, tells the court He's an American. He was born here. Thank you, adventurers. And the judge incredibly says, well, I believe you that he's an American, and I believe you that this is wrong that they picked him up. Oh, he's a passenger? Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's fine, Ellie, but it doesn't matter. The judge says, I believe you that you're an American, but because immigration is holding you, there's nothing I can do, which I think is absolute garbage. It's again, every day we've got outrageous crap like this going on, right? This guy is an American citizen. He was born here, and they arrested him, threw him in jail for 48 hours, and were preparing to deport him because they guessed that a guy with an accent must be a foreigner. Mind you, also important point here. This is the United States where we're all from somewhere else, right? My grandparents and my mom came from Greece. They had accents. My grandparents had accents till the day they died. I mean, like lots of Americans have accent. Let's call them accented Americans, right? Thank you, Terry. There are a lot of accented Americans. It's normal here. I mean, it's absolutely, totally normal here, right? Lots of people have accents. It's just, and well, Latinos as well. Yeah, as Gunther said, there's a lot of Latinos who also have accented English in Miami. Miami's kind of fascinating on its own front. And Florida should know this. In Florida, you've got a lot of American citizens who speak Spanish kind of as their primary language. I remember once going through the airport in Miami, and some old lady came up to me needing help. And she just came up to me in Spanish and started talking. I don't know whether she was asking where a gate was or what time it was or something. And I was like, oh, okay, sí, señora. And I'm like helping her out. And she didn't come up and say, excuse me, do you speak Spanish? She just assumed I was a dark guy in Miami. I must speak Spanish. It's a very Spanish-speaking town, right? Florida knows this. They arrested this guy who is a natural-born American. Absolutely incredible. And then, as I said, the worst part, put him in jail for 2 days and then kept him there. And the court said, well, we know it's wrong, but we can't release him. This stuff drives me crazy. So speaking of which, we've also got the El Salvadoran dictator. As you know, with that story, the Trump administration committed a felony by kidnapping an El Salvadoran national and kicking him out of the United States illegally in violation of a court order. That's a felony when you do that. They're literally committing a felony. The Trump White House kicked this guy out of the U.S. in violation of a court order. And then the Supreme Court weighed in and told the Trump administration to help get the guy back. The Trump administration said no to the U.S. Supreme Court. And now the Trump White House is bragging today on Twitter, that the guy's name, by the way, Kilmar Abergo Garcia, that Garcia will never step foot in the U.S. again. They bragged, the Trump White House on Twitter, and said he's never coming back. The Supreme Court ordered them to get him back. They ordered them to help get the guy back. And the Trump White House said, no, that is another felony. Again, it is difficult for me to explain how serious this is. Thank you, Dave. This is the actual constitutional crisis people kept talking about, where in America, we've got three co-equal branches of government. The Congress, the courts, and the presidency are equal branches. They each have powers over the other. The courts have powers over Congress and the president in terms of law breaking. They do. They get to order the White House to stop breaking the law. Trump's White House is basically saying, what are you going to do about it? And he's not wrong, because the problem here is the courts could go after Trump. They could say you're breaking the law. They could say your staff is breaking the law, and you are too. What's the penalty? Well, one penalty is to charge you a monetary fine. Who's going to get that monetary fine from you? The Justice Department, run by Trump? No. The other option is to put you in prison and have you arrested for committing a felony. Who's going to arrest you? Donald Trump's FBI? No. Who's going to prosecute you? Donald Trump's Department of Justice? They're going to prosecute Donald Trump? They're going to prosecute Donald Trump's top staff? Of course they're not. It is an incredibly dangerous situation. What's going on? I'm putting on socks as I talk to you because my apartment keeps going back and forth from hot and cold because it's a beautiful day here in Washington, but my apartment is, like I said, going hot and cold, and I can't quite decide. This is incredibly dangerous stuff. Incredibly dangerous stuff. And the Trump White House today, to openly brag and laugh at the fact that they were violating an order from the United States Supreme Court. Guys, we're only 3 months into this. I don't know where this goes. I think we are unfortunately looking at, we're looking at a worst case scenario in terms of this administration being willing to do anything, that nothing is past them. Anything they can get away with, I think they're capable of doing. It's incredibly dangerous. And again, you don't want presidents breaking the law, because when presidents break the law, they can break the law against you next. I mean, think about this. Just yesterday, that court in Virginia had ordered basically regarding, and it was actually regarding Garcia's case, the El Salvadoran who the Trump administration kidnapped. The court, a conservative justice on the court, said just that. If Trump can get away with basically kidnapping this guy and kicking him out of the country illegally and then saying, I'm not bringing him back, he could do it to an American. And not the funny part, but the weird part, the crazy part, is this judge wrote this yesterday about they could do it to an American, just as they were doing it to an American, that they arrested this American because they just assumed he was a foreigner and he was born here in the U.S. But again, even worse, held him in prison for 2 days. The guy's like, I'm an American citizen. They didn't care. That's the other thing too. As soon as somebody says I'm a U.S. citizen and I was born here, you better go find out right now, right? Thank you, Blue Ariel. I mean, when a police officer arrests you for not being an American and you say, not only am I an American, but I was born here, it is his job in the next 15 minutes to find out if you're an American. You don't sit there and go, well, it took 2 days, oh, well. I mean, these guys should be in prison. These police officers who did this, these immigration officers who did this, they should all be in prison for what they did. And there should be civil suits, which I hope this guy will do. Because even though Trump will pardon them and all that kind of stuff, or the Florida governor would pardon them, you've got civil suits where basically you can come and sue them for lots of money. And you can't pardon somebody to stop a civil suit. It's pretty sickening. So Trump, a lot of just horrible Trump news today, but I think this is going to be our life for the next 4 years here. It's horrible Trump news. Trump today lied about the price of eggs and the price of gasoline. He had a press conference at the White House and just started going off lying about saying, oh, inflation's great. We're not having any inflation, which I find funny because Trump lies a lot. He's a pathological liar, sort of unique among politicians. And he thinks that he's lied about a lot of stuff in his life and has gotten away with it. But he thinks he can lie about the economy. You can't lie about the economy. You can't lie about inflation, right? Thank you for the gift. Who's at Randy Fred? And positively for the rose. You can't lie about inflation, right? People know and he specifically lied about the price of eggs and the price of gasoline. People know what they're paying for eggs. You can't lie about it. People know what they're paying for gasoline. Well, Trump says about eggs, oh, the price of eggs has come down massively. No, the price of eggs this month came down 4%. It's still 54% higher than when he was elected president. 54% higher. It came down 4%. That's great. Guess part of the reason eggs came down 4%? Because we're now importing a lot of cheaper eggs into the U.S. Oh gosh, guess what just happened to those imports? They just got hit with tariffs. Oh, I'm sorry. Too bad. Right? Trump's going to tariff the eggs. The main reason prices came down was because we got cheaper eggs. One of the main reasons. He just put a tariff on the eggs to make them more expensive. Okay. I mean, it's unbelievable what he's doing. Then gasoline. Gasoline was my favorite. He said something like the price of gasoline is, and by the way, the price of eggs is still, what's the average price? What was it? The average price is, wait, I know this. The average price is, I had this written down. I think it's $6, and it is $6.25 is the average price of a dozen eggs in the U.S. It's the average price for a dozen eggs, $6.25. A lot more for a lot of you guys. He then lied about gasoline prices. And again, you all know what you pay for gasoline, right? We call it gasoline in America, petrol. He lied about gasoline prices and claimed like gasoline prices were down to $1.60 or $1.80 a gallon. And I watched CNN and CNN goes, no. The woman at CNN, the comment goes, I have to jump in here. The average price of gas in America is around $3.60, according to the American Automotive Association, the AAA. It's not $1.80. He just lies and makes stuff up. Yeah, many states $1.99. No, it's $3.60 on average. It's not many states it's $1.99. That's ridiculous, right? I mean, it is an absolute lie to say that, right? It's mendacious is what it is. But this is Trump. But again, the thing that I kind of like about this is, every American out there, when Trump said it's $1.99 for gas, every American out there went, "Are you kidding me? $1.99?" I mean, again, he's lying. And the price of eggs have come down. My price of eggs across the street hasn't come down one bit. The price of eggs jumped 60% on me a month ago. Price of eggs jumped 60% a month ago. It was $4 a dozen. Now it's $5.25. They've not come down. They're still $5.25 for the damn dozen of eggs. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Laddie. Anyway, so Trump's, this was funny actually on the egg front too. Deutsche Welle, the German publication, is reporting today that a number of Americans are dyeing potatoes instead of Easter eggs this year because eggs have gotten so expensive. They found that if you take small potatoes and you peel them, you can dip them in the dye and they'll look like Easter eggs. Imagine if Joe Biden had screwed things up so badly. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Courtney, for the gifts. Had screwed things up so badly that Americans had to use peeled potatoes as Easter eggs. Imagine, and marshmallows, exactly. Imagine the response from the Republicans about Joe Biden, right? Killing Easter, right? Had he done that, or wooden eggs, exactly. So the other news, as you know, there's been this ongoing story about Trump basically trying to destroy the history of African Americans, Latinos, Native Americans, women, gays. And for example, they removed mentions of women and Latinos and Black code cryptographers from our spy museum. We have a National Cryptological Museum that's in the Washington suburbs. It's basically a spy museum, but it's like the real spy museum. It's not the touristy one. It's really cool. And they had two big billboards up showing famous cryptographers throughout American history. And it was Black and women and Latino, like all these different, ethnicities. It was supposed to be like, again, Americans, by the way, we are all ethnicities. That's the whole freaking point. We typically were majority white, but we were still from everywhere. And they covered it up. This was about a month and a half ago. They literally put cloth up and covered two big posters they had showing the diversity of all the famous code breakers that they had, because it was promoting diversity, and that was bad. They hit it. Trump banned teaching of the history of the Tuskegee Airmen at the Air Force Academy, not the Air Force Academy, but the U.S. Air Force overall. These were famous African-American pilots in World War II. They banned the teaching of them, again, out because they were Black, and we don't like teaching that. There was an outcry. He was forced to come back and put it back in. They removed information about a famous U.S. soldier from their website, from the Pentagon website, because he was Native American. He goes by Indian. His group still calls themselves Indians, apparently, but Native American, the rest of us would say. It was the famous Iwo Jima Memorial, and the photograph of the Iwo Jima Memorial, a very famous American memorial and photograph showing these soldiers raising the American flag. One of the soldiers was Native American, Indian. And right, Pima, Amanda saying Pima. Oh, wait, India. Oh, he was Indian? Oh my God, I didn't even know that. So I'm sorry, but he was Indian from India? His family? Is that what you're saying, Amanda? I didn't even know that. I thought this was an Indian tribe and they were using the word Indian because the tribe did. Okay, I don't know what that means, Amanda. No Indian. I have no idea what that means. Okay, you guys have got to use your words. He was American Indian. That's what I thought. Thank you. Okay, thank you. He was American Indian. That's what I thought. He was American Indian. But they used the term Indian for him, which I thought was interesting. Okay, thanks. So this is my big pet peeve, by the way, is when people give you short answers online like that, like yes, no, and you're like, yes, no, what? It's not your guys' fault, but it's one of my peeves that people learn, I think, with the internet. They're used to giving short answers, and you're kind of like, was that answering my first comment or my second comment? Anyway, all right. They removed the guy from the website because he was Native American, because he was Indian. They even banned, we talked about this too, they banned the plane Enola Gay, references to the Pentagon, because it was gay. I kid you not. It's the plane that dropped the bomb on Japan in World War II. It's the Enola Gay. They banned it because it's gay, because the name is gay, literally. I don't know whether that one came back. Well, the latest now, they're banning books. Big surprise. They're banning books. The Pentagon has schools around the world. They've got schools to teach the children of military members, and they've decided to ban a whole bunch of books at the schools because, again, I should have said, the overarching issue here of why Trump is banning all these things is he's trying to ban civil rights. And he's trying to ban the celebration of civil rights. He's trying to ban the teaching of civil rights. I've got a story I will tell you in a few months because I'm protecting a friend. But they removed a poster at a U.S. government agency because it was honoring a Native American. And it was ordered to be removed. I have a picture of it. We'll talk about it. Once my friend leaves, we'll talk about it. But they ordered the poster removed from the agency wall because there was a Native American on it. And at one point, somebody suggested, get this, well, we can leave the Trump people. We can leave the picture of the Native American as long as we cut out the words Native American on the poster. He was a famous Native American. Let's cut out the words Native American and it'll be okay. And it was like, what? I mean, this is how crazy this is. So listen to what they're doing. Now they're banning books from the Pentagon schools for kids of U.S. soldiers around the world. Listen to this. The books that are being banned, and the American Civil Liberties Union is now suing the Pentagon over this. The books that are banned include To Kill a Mockingbird. To Kill a Mockingbird. Now, mind you, keep this in mind. They're trying to ban anything that promotes civil rights. Okay? And they're claiming, oh no, we're fine with civil rights. It's DEI, which is this code word they use that means civil rights. But they try to make it sound like DEI is this crazy extremist thing they're claiming, okay? They just banned To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this book. Americans know this book. It is a famous book. I think all of us are taught in school growing up. We were, maybe not anymore in the South. To Kill a Mockingbird is absolutely incredibly famous. Ban the hell out of these people. Speaking of banning, mods, get these. Any of these idiots are gone, by the way. That one's gone too. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. To Kill a Mockingbird is a book by Harper Lee. It's about her. It's a sort of autobiographical growing up in the South, the deep South, the racist American South when she was a child. I'm going to guess the time period could be 1930s. It feels it feels like U.S. Depression era. I don't know. Does anybody, I don't have it in front of me, but if anybody has like Google, just see, I'm just curious what the time period is of the book. I'm going to go mid 1930s, possibly. It's about the deep South, the poor deep South. And it is a story about her as a young girl learning about racism. Okay. Her father is a lawyer and he defends a black man who is accused of sexually attacking, shall we say, falsely accused of him going 1933 Alabama. Thank you, Steffi. That's what I was looking for. It felt like 1930s. Yeah. Alabama. This black man is falsely accused of sexually attacking, shall we say. I can't use those words on TikTok. A white woman. And it was a lie. And the family was doing it. And I'm forgetting the storyline, whether she had a relationship with him or whatever, but the family was doing it to protect her honor, so to speak, because God forbid she had a relationship with a black man. And her father is in court, very famous court scene, defending this black man in the deep South where nobody wants to defend him and they all want to kill him because he's black. So of course they think he's guilty, right? This is the book they just banned at the Pentagon schools because it's promoting a bad view of civil rights. Again, anybody who's not American, maybe the Brit, I don't know, Brits, are you guys familiar with this book? I'm just curious for the Brits or the Australians out there, like any of the other Anglophones. For an American, this book is so freaking famous, it's not even funny. All of us are taught this book. I mean, and because it's not a controversial book. I mean, it's not a controversial book. Thank you, Mustard, for the heart. It's just not. Oh, wow. The Germans read it in high school. Oh, my, that's got me like chills even thinking about that. Oh, that's wild. Europeans have to read it in high school. That's crazy. Oh, the movie. Well, the movie, we did have to read the book. Thank you, Amy, for the bubblegum. We did have to read the book. It's an excellent movie, too, with Gregory Peck, I believe. An excellent black and white movie. Wonderful movie. Yeah, it's oh, that's really nice. Africans, too. Oh, that's really nice. No, I'm so glad to hear about that. So they banned it. They removed the book from the schools teaching the children of U.S. military employees because they said it was a bad book. It was teaching them bad things. I mean, again, To Kill a Mockingbird. To Kill a Freaking Mockingbird. It's, and my, I mean, I'm gonna read you the other books too. But let's just remind you what the book is about. The book is about a black man who unfairly was accused of attacking a white woman, and the town knew it was a lie and didn't care because they wanted to get the black man. Okay? I mean, in what possible universe do you look at this and go, that's not a good message? Right? How, like, in what possible universe do you do that? Do you do that? And the ACLU, God bless them, one of the top Americans, actually probably the top American civil rights organization, sued the Pentagon over this. The Pentagon banned the book at the schools for their family members. Listen to what else they banned. The Kite Runner. I didn't know about this book. The Kite Runner is about a man confronting his past and seeking redemption for betraying his childhood friend in war-torn Afghanistan. God only knows what the problem is with that book. This is classic. Fahrenheit 451, they banned at the Pentagon. Fahrenheit 451 is a book by Ray Bradbury, who is a famous American. I say he's American. He could be British for all I know. Is he British or is he American? I shouldn't claim him. Actually, with my luck, he'll be Canadian and we just stole him. Famous Anglo writer. I'm assuming he's American, but we'll see. Ray Bradbury wrote Fahrenheit 451. It's a futuristic book about an evil society that bans books. It's a book about book banning. Thank you, Connie, for the gift. It's a book about book banning. And Fahrenheit 451, the Fahrenheit is the temperature system we use in America instead of Celsius. Fahrenheit 451 Fahrenheit is the temperature at which paper burns. So the name of the book is about the temperature at which paper burns because the book is about book banning and book burning. They would burn the books in piles. He's from Waukegan. Oh, woo. There you go. Midwestern too. Excellent. But again, the Pentagon banned a book about book burning. Guys, Fahrenheit 451 is another one that all of us had to read growing up. In what possible universe do you think of Fahrenheit 451 and go, oh, that's a bad book for children to read? Well, of course, actually, it's the Trump administration. You don't want to teach children about black people being innocent, right? Dark people being innocent, right? If you're Trump, you don't want to teach people that books are okay, that knowledge is good. They want to ban books. They don't want a book. I mean, on its face, they're banning books. They don't want a book about book banning when they're banning books. But the final one is bizarre. They banned J.D. Vance's own book. J.D. Vance, our vice president, used to be, meaning 6 years ago, he was woke, cared about poor people in some of the poorest parts of our country, wrote a book about it called Hillbilly Elegy, and was very anti-Donald Trump. He called Donald Trump America's H-man, that guy from World War II who was German. You know who I mean? Starts with an H. He called him America's right? And then J.D. Vance wanted to be vice president and senator and changed his mind, and suddenly he loved Big Brother, Big Trump. They banned J.D. Vance's book. They banned his book. Who even knows what that's about? They banned the vice president's own book. I mean, it's pretty funny, but it's not funny in the sense that the book was about working class, poor white people who never get a break and whatever. And apparently they don't want us to learn about working class white people either, which is weird. I thought working class white people were the people like they were going after. Yeah. It's absolutely, I mean, it boggles my mind, these people. Yeah. This is who we've got as president now. And again, we're only 3 months into this thing. You know, absolutely amazing. Anyway, oh my God. We're going to talk about Ukraine in a second. Anybody want to weigh in on it's almost exhausting, actually, already. You know what I mean? But now, which one do you mean, Dave? Dave says, as a Canadian, I found it very powerful. You mean To Kill a Mockingbird? Well, sure. Although it is true, I guess it's about America, but you know, the racism and all of that could be about anybody. Actually, one of the famous lines from To Kill a Mockingbird was about about you, something about you never understand, not you never, but to understand a man, you have to walk in his shoes, which I thought was such a neat concept. And it's something I remember from a kid. And the idea was you've got to kind of put yourself in his shoes and understand what he goes through or she goes through, right? And what their day is like in order to and what they face day to day. It could be prejudice, it could be economic problems, it could be health problems in their family. But you've got, and the thing is, what's neat about that concept too is it's basically bingo. Magic just said it. I was going to say it's about empathy. It's teaching kids about empathy, right? And just understanding that other people are going through things that maybe you don't know about. There was actually a TV commercial about this years ago that I thought was amazing. It was a TV commercial by some health society or something. And it was showing people like in an office or a hospital, or I don't know what it was, like an office or something. And it was the idea of the TV commercial was people being kind of rude, like Americans being rude to each other, like on the day-to-day walking through the subway or whatever, and just kind of ignoring each other and being kind of mean or whatever. And they showed people like on the subway or the office, very busy, and they had little bubbles above their head. And they had like one woman looking very serious, and the bubble among her head just said like, husband just diagnosed with cancer. And another bubble over a man's head said, worried about paying next month's rent. And it was the most wild commercial because it was basically like, all those kind of people you see every day who are kind of mean, when you go to work and you're on the subway, and not appreciating that everybody has their own problems. And that's influencing part of the reason that people might not be as nice, because of course we know everybody has their own problems, but you really don't appreciate that. You just sort of look at people as being a blank wall and kind of rude. You don't think like that. Like, what if this is somebody you just found out about the health problem, or a loved one health problem, or somebody died in their family, or it was very empathetic. But that's what they're trying to kill. They're trying to kill empathy. It's pretty crazy. Oh, was it the Cleveland Clinic? Oh, that's interesting, Amanda. I'll have to Google that. I should Google it and see if I can find it. Although TikTok isn't going to no, not TikTok will be fine. YouTube will freak out if I'm going to look anyway and just see, but I can't. Cleveland Clinic TV ad? I don't know. TikTok, YouTube, I can't do it for YouTube. Oh God. Listen to this. News 5 Cleveland. This is from February of this year. The Cleveland Clinic disputes a campaign calling it the wokest hospital in America. Conservative groups this year launched a campaign against the Cleveland Clinic. Fox News covered it, of course. Cleveland Clinic is like one of the most famous hospitals in America and like medical centers. It's in Ohio, super high quality. It's one of the most famous in America. And to attack it as a woke hospital. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, of course. The conservative group accused the clinic of prioritizing patients based on skin color. In other words, the hospital cared a bit too much about dark people. Oh, boy, scary. Yeah. The hospital wasn't racist. That apparently scared people. Wow. Oh, and then they lied about trans stuff. And then they lied about transgender stuff, of course. Claimed it did all this horrible stuff to children. And the clinic came out and said, we don't provide that kind of care until they're 18, until they're adults. So that's a lie. Yeah, they lied about everything. What a surprise. The MAGA folks lied again. All right. Let's go on and talk about Ukraine. I'm just going to mute this guy anyway, because I'm just going to assume he's a troll. Goodbye, troll. Where is this? Greek goat. Actually, Greek goat. It is Easter this weekend. We have the Greek goat. Man, there's a lot of angry people on that side of the aisle, unfortunately. Very sad. Just, what do you do? Anyway, all right, let's talk about Ukraine. The Ukraine news isn't much better, to be honest. Trump, so Trump, J.D. Vance, and Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, are all contradicting themselves about what's going on with Ukraine. J.D. Vance said today in Rome, God knows why he went to Rome. The Italian Prime Minister was just here yesterday. For some crazy reason, he went to Rome to see her yesterday. Total waste of money. By the way, he's the freaking vice president. He doesn't matter. Second of all, she was in Washington yesterday. Why did he need to go to Rome today to see her? unless they're having an affair, that makes no sense. Like, why? And he's not having an affair with her. Why would you go there? I mean, literally is a waste of taxpayer money. He was just there. She was just here. So he goes there and meets with her. He says, oh, we're on a good track. I'm optimistic about peace with Ukraine and Russia. Marco Rubio, our Secretary of State, says the whole process looks like it might be over. Nothing. Trump says the same thing. Oh, it's not looking good. In a couple days, we're going to know if they can do anything. Let me pull up Rubio's stuff. He says the president has spent 87 days at the highest level of government, repeatedly taking efforts to bring this war to an end. We are now reaching a point where we need to decide and determine whether this is even possible or not. So Rubio is saying it may not even be possible to end the war. Trump today says, if for some reason one of the two parties makes it very difficult, we're just going to say, you're foolish, you're fools, you're horrible people. He's such a little child. He doesn't even speak English correctly. I mean, he speaks English like a child. Listen to this. If for some reason one of the two parties makes it very, okay, hold on. Trump today. If for some reason one of the two parties makes it very difficult, we're just going to say, you're foolish, you're fools, you're horrible people. I love that. Horrible people. Literally like he's 5. You're horrible people. And we're just going to take a pass. But hopefully we won't have to do that. He's saying we're going to have to take a pass. He's saying we're going to have to take a pass. Trump promised us peace his first day elected or in office. I forget which. But on the first day in 24 hours, we're going to have peace. That was, I think, the same 24 hours he was going to get rid of inflation. And egg prices were going to go back to normal, which is like $1 and change a dozen. He lied. Now he's saying, and by the way, he's saying this because Russia is refusing to do anything. Ukraine agreed to the peace proposal, or at least the ceasefire proposal that Trump put out there. Russia said no. Russia just has been screwing around for a month. Ukraine said yes. Trump, because Russia is, again, everyone predicted Russia was going to do this. They were going to blow off Trump. By the way, thank you, Jay. If Trump keeps ignoring the courts, can he be impeached? He can always be impeached, but Republicans control the Congress. They're not going to impeach him. Good luck, right? Republicans control the Congress. They're not going to do it. Yeah. So Trump is now saying the Russians are refusing peace. The Ukrainians already agreed. The Russians are refusing peace, and Trump's going to just give up. I'm sorry, but didn't Trump repeatedly claim that if the Russians refused, he said if the Ukrainians refused peace, he'd cut off the Ukrainians entirely. But the Ukrainians said, yes, they're on board. Thank you, Randy Fred. And he said, if the Russians refuse peace, repeatedly Trump said this. Apparently he lied. Thank you, German or Herman or German. Trump said, if the Russians refuse peace, refuse to settle down and agree to a peace treaty, Trump is going to increase military support for Ukraine beyond belief, he claimed. He was going to give them so many weapons, Russia would be blown away. Now he's saying if Russia says no, Trump is going to wash his hands and walk away. Rubio even said, we're just going to go focus on other issues. So again, and by the way, as if this wasn't the plan to start with, so Trump is saying he wanted peace with Ukraine and Russia, but if Russia says no, he's just going to say, okay, never mind, and walk away. I'm not surprised, but at the same time, the man promised that if Russia refused peace, he would increase military spending to Ukraine. And now he's saying, no, I lied. I'm just going to walk away and let Ukraine do what it does, Right, the big negotiator. The big negotiator can't even get Russia, his good friend Russia, can't even get them to agree to anything. Yeah, not very good. What else we got here? Let me see here. Oh, yeah. So the U.S. Rubio was just in Europe with that Steve guy, the idiot pro-Russian advisor to Trump. I mean, they're all pro-Russian, but Rubio pretends he's not. Rubio, our Secretary of State, presented the Trump administration peace plan to the Europeans. And apparently, according to Bloomberg, it would, and honestly, this is very confusing. Trump's peace proposal would effectively freeze the war, with Ukrainian territories now occupied by Russia remaining under Moscow's control. Kyiv's aspiration of joining NATO would be off the table. I don't know what that means. I mean, we know like any ceasefire right now would leave Russia controlling what it controls because we can't kick them out. So we know Russia would still control the Ukrainian territories it's occupying, right? I'm not going to give it to Russia, but they control it. We know Ukraine's not joining NATO anytime soon anyway. So I don't understand what this peace proposal even is. Are they, you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't even make sense. Trump's peace proposal is, let's just stop doing everything and freeze everything where it is. Oh, well. I mean, okay. It's not fake. It's literally in Bloomberg and came from multiple Trump officials. What do you mean it's fake? It came from multiple Trump officials. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. It makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. I was going to give him till his second comment, Ash, but I think you're right. I was in my head. I kept looking at the screen going, I'm waiting for his second comment because I know it's going to be a good one. But in the end, yeah, it's a 99.9% chance that it wasn't. No point in waiting for it. A little bit, exactly. No mercy. All right. What else we got here? Oh, and then Rubio said, here we go. Listen to this from Rubio. On Friday, today, Rubio said, because Ukraine wants a security guarantee, right? Thank you, Shimmer. Ukraine wants a security guarantee. They want a guarantee from the Americans and the Europeans that they'll come to Ukraine's aid, or frankly, they'll put troops there to stop Russia from invading again. U.S. officials indicated that the Europeans, wait a minute. I don't know what this means even. On Friday, Rubio said the security guarantees aren't an illegitimate. Oh, this is interesting. Rubio said Ukraine wanting security guarantees is not an illegitimate desire. So it's not an illegitimate desire, meaning it's a legitimate thing that Ukraine is asking for. Okay, that's Marco Rubio. He's probably the only normal person in this entire administration. He's terrible in many ways, but on foreign policy, he's hawkish, doesn't like the Russians, supports Ukraine. So Rubio is saying this, but he represents absolutely nobody in the Trump administration. Nobody this guy represents. Zero. So that doesn't really, so Rubio saying it's understandable and legitimate for the Ukrainians to want a security guarantee means nothing because Trump's not going to do it. But then listen to what he threw in. He says, every sovereign nation on earth has a right to defend itself. Ukraine will have a right to defend itself and to enter into whatever agreements it wants to enter into on a bilateral basis with different countries. So what he's saying is, first of all, NATO will not provide any guarantees. And two, if France or the UK want to provide security guarantees, they're free to. Yeah, we already know that. Like, France and the UK already have the right to enter into bilateral defense treaties with Ukraine if they want this. So I don't even know what Rubio's actually saying. What's unfortunate, what Rubio's really saying is, the U.S. isn't going to get involved. The U.S. isn't going to help, is what he's saying, basically. So it's really kind of a negative. Oh God, Trump. So when Meloni, the Italian prime minister, was in the Oval Office yesterday with Trump, it was very funny because, big surprise, she has Trump around her little. There's this picture. I should have grabbed it. I meant to grab the picture, and it shows her talking, and Trump's looking at her, and he's going like, she's around his little finger. So she gets asked about Ukraine. And like, if she agrees with Trump that, Zelensky is to blame and Ukraine's to blame for the war and all of this, she decides to answer it in Italian, which was very interesting because Trump had no idea what she was saying. And she basically gives an answer contradicting Trump and saying, no, Ukraine's not to blame, totally contradicting Trump in front of Trump. And Trump, who doesn't understand her in Italian, gushes and says, that was so beautiful. What the hell did you say? Of course, because he's, but it was funny as hell because he goes, that was so beautiful. She was literally going, no, I don't agree with Trump. Ukraine's not to blame for this war. Russia's to blame for the war. Oops. But she's blonde. She's a woman. She's Italian. And she's got a je ne sais quoi about her. She does. She's got like a savoir-faire, the way she carries herself. And she's got Trump around her little finger. Finally, Russia and Ukraine are going to carry out a prisoner swap tomorrow. 500 total, about 500 total prisoners exchanged back and forth, about 250 each, 246 prisoners each. So, exactly. Well, and she's blonde too. She's got an accent. That's up Trump's alley. Exactly. All right. All right. I'm going to move my cameras down so I can relax a little bit here. Oops. Oops, 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 oops. Ooh, come on, you. Come on. Oops. I think that works. Is that? That's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. And you guys are there? Excellent. All right. Woo. All right. This is the time on Sprockets wenn wir dance. We're not going to dance. This is the time that we hang out. Sasha's. I was just thinking that I can give you a quick Sasha view. Sasha is oops, resting under. She's got some sunlight on her, so you actually can get a good view there. Resting underneath in her little pink bed in the sun. Breathing a little heavy. Not sure why. My guess is she's having a dream. Anyway. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The prison stuff, the latest news is the El Salvadorans, actually the Trump administration, according to Senator Van Hollen, who's the one who went to El Salvador. Oh yeah. The dictator of El Salvador, update on that. So Trump kidnaps this American citizen, violates a court order, commits a felony by sending him to El Salvador illegally. A U.S. senator goes there, Democrat. The El Salvadorans first refused to let the senator see him. Then they cave and let him see him, which I thought was very interesting. I thought that was very interesting. They let him see him. While he was there, the dictator of El Salvador set up the U.S. senator. He had one, and this was in the New York Times today. He had, during the conversation, the El Salvadorans were filming, and they had planned this. Because El Salvador is run by a dictator. The U.S. Democratic senator, again, federal senator, is speaking to this poor guy who was kidnapped by Trump illegally. And the aide to the El Salvadoran dictator runs up, and they're filming it, runs up to the table and puts two glasses in front of them that have like cherries in them and salt on the edge to make them look like margaritas. And then he runs away and they take a picture. I mean, this is something out of the Soviet Union. And what happens at the White House today? One of the Republican news channels asks President Trump and says, "Did you hear about the margaritas they were drinking together? The congressman and the Trump calls him a terrorist." And Trump goes, "Oh, I like that kind of news." It was the El Salvadoran dictator set up the U.S. senator. I mean, it's appalling. It is absolutely appalling. This guy is a dictator and a thug. He's an enemy of the United States. And I really can't wait until Democrats are out of power because he needs to be sanctioned. We get control of the Senate. We get control of the Congress and the presidency. And this guy gets sanctioned beyond belief. He's the next Daniel Ortega. But imagine doing this to a U.S. senator. He's again, you're a small fish in a small pond and you think you're really cool, And you got Donald Trump thinking you're really cool, and therefore Bukele thinks he's really cool. Man, unbelievable, these people. Exactly, human trafficking. Anyway. What else? So yeah, it's bad news today. It's not good news, guys. I'm not sure when we're going to get good news. I know, and they moved him to another prison. The El Salvadoran guy that they kidnapped from the U.S., they moved him to another prison, and they're not saying where he is. TikTok ban. There's no news on the TikTok ban. We got another 65 days. And at the same time, the Chinese are a little pissed at Trump because supposedly Trump had some deal worked out, and then he sanctioned the hell out of the Chinese, or tariffed the hell out of the Chinese, and the Chinese said, "Screw you." So, so the TikTok ban is in limbo right now. Yeah, I know. You heard some crazy person say Sunday. Don't believe crap you see on TikTok and everywhere else. I mean, I'm quite serious. Just don't. No, if you don't get it from somebody credible, don't even mention it. I really mean it, because I think too many people read crap and hear crap and then they just repeat it. And it's like, really? Exactly. Like this guy, for example, who Ashley's about to block. That one deserves a block and not just a mute. You know, they're liars all over these services, or A, liars, and B, people who are lazy. And that's the other thing. There's a lot of lazy people. Breaking news, and it's not breaking news. And it's stuff that, and by the way, most of these people do not have sources. So they're telling you something they read somewhere that isn't really very credible. So, yeah. A video of mine saying it's Sunday? There's no such video. No such video. Interesting, though, that they're trying to. Oh, interesting. Really, Ash? Actually, you know what I think this is? Interesting. Let me just see this 1 second. 1 sec. Oh, you're over here. I want to look at this for 1 quick second, guys. Actually, I can do this on my thing here. 1 moment. Oh, from the last band. Oh, it's the last band. Yeah. The only thing is, again, this could be, my guess is it could be crazy people. It could just be stupid people. It could be stupid people or crazy people. Hard to know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like which one it is. Are they trying to just create lies about TikTok, or are they just really dumb? Yeah. Anyway, I can't really do anything about it unless somebody shows me what you're talking about. If you show me what it's talking about, I can pass it to people at TikTok, but I can't do anything with it on a rumor. Somebody's got a link, send it to me. If you would, or Ash, or, send it to one of the mods or something else. But unless I get a link, I can't send it to anybody. Yep. Well, you can report them, but yeah, that's interesting, huh? All right, because it was a Sunday, wasn't it? It was a Sunday that TikTok was getting banned, remember? Yeah. Interesting. These guys are trying to put out misinformation about TikTok. I'm not quite sure what that gets them. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? I don't know what that actually gets them. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate that. Oh, well, yeah, all those. Oh, so it's one of, you know what? It is intentional disinformation. I wonder why. Interesting. It is disinformation. Okay. Yeah. Because those are the scammers who grab like our videos and they put a fake background. They are trying to sow chaos, but I wonder why. Maybe it is trying to just get followers. I did report the one person. I'm assuming TikTok will ban them. There's one big account that just created the account, stole a bunch of my videos, and has been reaching out to everybody. And I just reported that to TikTok, to a real person at TikTok. So I'm expecting them to get banned. So that's good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did see that. Yeah. But that was just still your mom. That was just some kind of weird. I'm not reporting on it because that was just weird. Like, to me, that almost looks like a paper mix up. It's just so bizarre, anyway, because there isn't any protest that I know of. What protest? I know they're talking about protests again honestly, guys, I don't know who was organizing these protests, because you keep hearing about it and I don't keep hearing anything about them. Same thing happened last time too. I'm glad they had good protests, but I heard nothing about them. And I'm hearing nothing about it again. April 19th. All right, let's see. Well, it's not really a real person at TikTok. It's a real person in another place that knows somebody at TikTok. So it's a little, Oh, tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Oh, are you kidding? Of course, Chad Scott has a cloned account. We all do. We've got 50 of them, or not 50, but 10 to 20 of them. Yeah. You're lonely. Sorry, Dave. Yeah, I know. Discord got a little lonely today. Sorry. Oh, it's indivisible this time, or is it the same people? No, it's the same. Whatever. Okay, whatever. But that's good. Well, tomorrow in DC, the weather is going to be great. So here, at least, I think it's going to be 80s tomorrow, or low. I think so. Alexa, what's the weather tomorrow in Washington, DC? Oh my God. Okay. 86 degrees. Oh my God. That's very hot. I like that she goes, Alexa goes, tomorrow in the Washington District of Columbia. Like, okay, where are you from, Alexa? That's not the way we say it in English. Washington District of Columbia. That was kind of weird. Anyway, but that's really, wow, that's really warm. Jeez, that's a little too warm. I mean, it's like a little too warm in reverse. I'm not sure what you're asking about, Canadian, about Starlink. District of America, exactly. Oh, okay. Tagging me, I can look. Tagging me is not the best because, like, people tag. Let me look. People tag me all the time, so I tend not to look at tags because it's overwhelming. But maybe if I look right now, if you just did it, I can find it. Although maybe somebody emailed me on this too. I do look at emails. Tagging? I don't even know where tags are. Where are the tags? TikTok, the way TikTok is laid out always confuses the hell out of me. I really can't. I can't figure out. I am on Substack. Yep. I cannot figure out. Oh, mentions. There it is. I have no idea where this is. Yeah, my mentions are nonstop. Oh, post unavailable. Oh, interesting. Somebody, or the person's banning me. Oh. See, the other thing they do is they steal your videos and then they ban you so you can't see them. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to need somebody to send me the URL. That's what's going on. Yep. I can't even check out the video. Oh, no, they're smart. Yeah, tagging me doesn't do any good. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, I need to see this video so I can send it to people, and then we can have it taken down. But again, what I'm wondering about is it Russian disinformation, or who would want to go after China? You know? I mean, I don't understand that. Anyway, somebody's got to get me the link to the video. So, and like I said, sending me a tag isn't going to do it. Oh, well, yeah, a screenshot's not a terrible thing, but yeah. Anyway, I have no idea what any of you are talking about here. Yep, post unavailable. Yep. Yeah, anyway, guys, stop tagging me with this stuff. Well, I did previously put my handle on the screen and then stopped. It appears I'm going to have to do it again because I stopped doing it, and apparently they're still stealing stuff left and right. What a surprise! Oh, I'm live. Now it's pulling up my live. Stop that. I'm watching my live. That was a little freaky. Yeah, it's not going to show me the person because, again, the person blocked me, so it's hiding it. Yeah, it's not going to matter. Okay. Yeah, somebody's got, anyway, whatever. We'll stop talking about them. Somebody's got to get me the link. You know? I mean, this is what they do. They steal stuff left and right, you know? But the big one, like I said, the big one I'm going to get. The big one I'm going to take down. Putin warning to give grants to women in school to get more children born. I didn't see that, but I know they've done that before. The Russians, they give like money to women to, you know. Oh, did you tag my backup account? That's a good idea. Sorry, we're gonna spend all day doing this with these losers. Let's see though if it's easy for me to find my backup account. Meaning, I don't remember how will TikTok let me switch? Come on, TikTok, get out of here. Security checkup. Gee, thanks. Not what I'm looking for right now, but thanks. Oh God, really? My login expired on the backup account just to make things more difficult. It's not going to let me in the backup account. No, it's not going to let me in. No, I'll have to do it later. There's no way to get in. No, phone or email, but my phone and email is probably associated with my main account. Yeah, there's no point here. All right, we'll deal with it later. I'm not dealing with it here. This is a waste. Anyway, thank you, T-Stide. Where are they sending the women? I don't know. I've not heard anything about that. My dates are on my, well, there's no, you can't, I can't, it's not worth it. You can't sit there and just put crap on the videos, and I'm not putting dates on the videos. It's just, I mean, I'm with you, but it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? It's a pain enough I was putting the watermark before, and that was a pain in the ass because I was having to put this big Aravosis thing on my neck that looks stupid, but I am going to start doing it again anyway, since they're stealing stuff. I'm just going to have to. Oh, okay. Thanks, Alan. Huh? Weird. I'm not really afraid to be targeted by this administration because I'm not big enough. You know, I mean, I'm American, which makes me safer, but I'm also not big enough for them to care about me. So I don't think so, but who knows? That's been going on for years, Honolulu girl. It is true. It's been happening for years. There's been lots of big stories about it. Russian women basically getting pregnant and then coming to Florida to have their babies. It's been happening for years. Yeah. Which is not a good thing. I'm not going to put a date and time. My videos already have dates and times on them. Every single video has a date and time on it. If you find it elsewhere, it's not rocket science, guys. This is my account. It's not rocket science. Don't believe anything you see anywhere. I don't have 20 accounts. Why would I have it? All my videos have got dates and times on them, which should be the first sign right there. You see a video without a date and time on it, it's not my video. So that's the first thing. Haven't heard anything recently about the Texas governor sending immigrants all over the U.S. I don't know. You know, I think it is pretty obvious when they're fake because, I mean, these accounts have even the accounts having like, you know, the one has 20,000 followers. I don't know how the hell they've gotten it, you know? Yeah, Gunnar, I don't know, but people fall for this. The problem is the people falling for it, first of all, probably aren't you guys. They're people who don't follow me and they see, oh my God, you know, some guy saying it and they believe it, you know? I'm still intrigued that somebody wanted to basically cheat TikTok. That's fascinating to me that they wanted to trick TikTok, or not even trick, but you know, Tomasito. I need links, guys. I can't, I can Google, but there's probably no way I'm going to be able to find that. I can look, but I usually need links to things or I can't find stuff. Yeah. And there, by the way, there's like a mazillion Tomasitos. No, not the Tomasito I'm looking at. No, I mean, there's lots of Tomasitos, so I don't know. That doesn't help. Because there's a lot of them. Or the main Tomasito guy doesn't have my videos up. Not that I'm seeing. So, interesting. Well, I don't know. Oh, thank you for the wings. Who was that? Imperfectioner. I keep forgetting to ask for comments. Thank you for the wings, guys. Keep the comments or keep the gifts coming. I don't know because I don't see the fake stuff, but everybody else does. Thank you, Swan. Good to see you. You know, the thing is, what also people do, like this one account, they created a new account. They stole like 20 of my videos, but the videos all did really, it was a new account. And TikTok for new accounts, they must promote stuff. So the videos were getting really good traffic. He got 20,000 followers, you know. He's already been, that Aravosis Report account has already been reported. That one I think will get banned. TikTok is bad about banning, but that one they should ban because I gave them everything they needed. It should be very difficult for that person to keep their account because they posted my videos 6 days ago and I posted my videos 5 years ago. So I win on that one. You know? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Hi, I know. I'll give you water, but I'm not giving anything else right now. It's a little early. Don't give me that look. Hey, stop. Anyway, oh man. I don't remember if I saw that one already. Let's see. So we're doing TikTok ban day. Oh yeah. Oh, I found it. Well, what did she do? Grab one of my, did she? Yeah, you're right. She grabbed the, Well, I'm just going to report it as misinformation. Just report it as misinformation. What a loser. Wow. Yeah, it's misinformation. It's not intellectual. It's harmful misinformation. Risk to public safety or cause panic. I think panic works. Wow. Oh wait, this is somebody called Lisa. Where are they getting this crap? Oh, she's stealing videos from all over TikTok. Oh, she's stealing stuff from all over TikTok. That's what these videos are. Interesting. Wow. Yeah, we're going to block this woman. But I also need to share the. Hold on. The only thing is, this is getting shared everywhere, you guys said, because a number of you have seen it. It's not just this woman because I don't think, unless it's this video, I don't think it's this video. People are sharing it all over the place. Yeah, not against community guidelines. Interesting. Huh. Yeah. But I'm wondering, like, who else is, oops, I'm grabbing this woman's. All right, at least I've got her email. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm wondering who else is grabbing stuff, because I'm grabbing, because she doesn't. I don't think she's got enough followers. No, she's got 50 people. She's running a fake. Oh, I see. Oh, I see now. Oh my God! It's all, somehow it came up. It's all of the. This is a scam. These are scam accounts. These are scam accounts. These are fake accounts. Wow. Wow. This is kind of fascinating. So they're setting up fake accounts. Wow. These are fake accounts that were set up, guys, by the Russians or whomever, but this is coordinated fake account, and I'm not sure. Oh, shit, really? And I'm not sure why, but for some reason, oops, trying to grab screen caps of this. Oh, come on. My iPad is being like beyond evil today. Don't you hate that when you're like trying to get like, oh my God, you're trying to grab screenshots and like the stupid screen like won't. Oh my God. Okay, there we go. Jesus Christ. What is this? Anyway, yeah. No, that's interesting. But it doesn't matter because it's a bunch of fake accounts. One person did the video and then they shared it on all the fake accounts. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. So they're all sharing it. None of these are real accounts, I think. They've all got to be fake. Yeah. Do any of them have a decent number of followers? I'm wondering. Well, what about that Castert? No, she's the one that only had like a handful of people seeing it, though. That's the thing. Let's see a couple of these. Nope, none of these have got. No, none of these have got good viewers. These have all got like 7 people liking the video and no comments. They're all fake. I mean, they're all fake, but that one's got a few more. Yeah. And then some of these have got more. There's 2 of them that have got more. But these are clearly fake accounts. Wow. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Huh. Yeah. Wow. And then, of course, a China video. What a surprise. I don't know. Wow. I don't know, guys. Somebody's scamming. Very interesting. All right. Well, like I said, I'll share it with people, but I don't know. I don't know. That's pretty crazy. Oh, well, it's not just stealing my content. They're creating false information about TikTok, and I'm not sure why. You know, I have no idea why they somehow feel like this is, you know. Well, I'll report it to some folks afterwards, but what do you do? What do you do? Anyway. Well, it's not even that. We are seeing, for some reason, somebody is attacking TikTok itself, and they're trying to freak people out on TikTok. You know, I mean, exactly. It's like 80 degrees today. I'm wearing a sweater in the video. That should be your first clue. Like, I can't name names. There's no point in it. I'm going to read every name of these people, and TikTok doesn't care if you report them. They're not going to care. Just that Caster Tallinn chick or whatever was the one I typed in, and it brought up all the fake videos. But yeah, it's too hard. Oh God, is that actually JD Vance's haircut, Gunther? That's pretty freaky. I don't know what you're asking as is, Canadian. I just don't know what your question is. I have no idea what your question means. I don't understand that sentence. Oh yeah, Aravosis Report is the other fake one. That's the one that's got 20,000 followers. That one's getting shut down. I reported them yesterday, and I gave 12 different videos they stole of mine, showing my videos being up long before their videos were up. So that account should get shut down if TikTok does its job. We shall see. But oh yeah, they rip off every creator. They create fake accounts and steal videos from everybody. It's crazy. TikTok needs to deal with it. Oh well. They just don't. They don't deal with it. Discord has it happening too. Huh. Artemio, I'm not even going to answer that question. Unless you got that from a good source, I'm not even going to answer it. That report better come from the New York Times. Seriously, don't even believe anything you hear about anything unless you get it from a good source. Just immediately assume it's a false unless you can confirm it also yourself. So, no, Michelle, there's nothing happening to this app. It's a lie as well. Yeah, no, it's just it's bullshit. It's just people being bullshitty. And like I said, I think somebody's going after TikTok. Maybe it's the Russians. Somebody's going after TikTok. Maybe it's Trump for that matter. Maybe it's the Trump people. I don't even know. Like, who would try to sow panic about TikTok? I don't know. It's weird, Yeah. Anything about Social Security? Yeah. Thanks, Obama. Exactly. Exactly. Thanks, Biden. Tony, I don't know anything new about Social Security. I mean, Elon and his people are going after it. We know that. PBS is stepping up their game. I did not see that. Harvard's been doing a very good public relations game, which is good. Yeah, Flying Medic, people are dumb. There's nothing I've learned long ago. People are just kind of dumb. There's really nothing you can do to make people be less dumb. I'm not going to do any more than I already do. There's no way to stop them from being dumb. Is Elon going away soon? Maybe. Yeah. Actually, one interesting story today, but I don't know the details behind it, was the Elon picked the new head of the Internal Revenue Service, our tax agency, 3 days ago. The guy just got fired today, and they replaced him with somebody else that was not Elon's guy. So very interesting. Very interesting. Not sure what's going on, but Elon, there might have been a little bit of a move against Elon today, as far as getting rid of the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, the tax guy. So, so that's good. Correct. As Michelle said, why did he have the authority to choose the guy in the first place? Isn't that a good question? You're right. Elon Musk shouldn't be picking the heads of any agencies. That's not his job. Nothing's his job, actually. He wasn't elected. We didn't vote for him. So, Do I drink alcohol? Yes and no. I've never enjoyed alcohol very much. I drank, but I don't enjoy it much. It makes me tired, gives me a headache, so that it's like, it's not fun. Chocolate makes me feel a lot more fun. Tequila, fair enough, but alcohol in general, it just doesn't. I think different people's metabolism is different with alcohol, to be honest. Yes, I mean, like people, I mean, Gunther says he enjoys it. I don't enjoy it. It makes me tired and a little bit of a headache, and it's just not, it doesn't like, oh, this is relaxing, and oh no, not really. And especially the fuzzy headed stuff I hate. But I think different people react differently. Okay, good, Gunther. I think different people react differently to alcohol, like their bodies react differently. I've always thought that, because literally I'm like, how are people enjoying this? It's just, whereas chocolate, I could eat nonstop, I mean, I like wine, but it doesn't, no, and forget whiskey and all that stuff. Ugh. But anyway, we should not talk about these topics. TikTok does not like these topics. So yeah. All right. We're not talking about this. TikTok does not like this discussion. So we're not doing it. Anyway. Oh, sorry guys. I'm yawning at you. I did sleep okay last night. Dog did not wake me up, so that was good. At 8 a.m. My favorite chocolate? Well, it depends what you mean by that. I don't have a favorite chocolate. I have favorite chocolate desserts. Favorite chocolates? I don't know. I haven't tried enough chocolate. I'm very picky too. Paula, I actually still have a little bit of it left. I had a bunch of it and then put some of it aside. I will say, English chocolate, a lot of your guys' chocolate, I think, is milk chocolate. It's okay. It's not quite my taste. It's very milk chocolatey, I'm finding, which is okay. White chocolate, I don't like at all. No, Serpachi, no. But I'm definitely not a milk chocolate. I'm also not a candy bar guy. I've learned your stuff, but also the Swedish stuff I got. I'm not really a candy bar guy. Like I like Ghirardelli chocolate, Ghirardelli, if we're going to be correct, right? I also tend not to eat chocolate bars. I also would typically eat more of like chocolate chip cookies or brownies or stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I did eat most of it anyway. Yes. The Sanders caramels, aren't they, Mel? Yeah. Yeah. I still have my container of those. They're and the thing is, they're very rich. The Tim Tams were good. I found Tim Tams at a local store, but it's a local international store here. They were good. They're candy-ish. They're a little light. They're not like this rich, beautiful chocolate, but they were good. They were enjoyable. I put them in the freezer, which people said to do. They were enjoyable. Yep. Belgian chocolate, sure. Paula, yeah. But I mean, I don't really, no, French. I mean, I'm trying to think, what was there was a French chocolatier that I used to love, a chocolate shop there in Paris. And I'm forgetting, oh gosh, this is going to come to me. It's not one of the big famous brands. It's like a tier 2 brand. Very good. There was one, actually, I'm just thinking about it because I think there was one north of Montparnasse, I think. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go to Montparnasse on my little map and type in chocolate. What the hell? Or chocolat, just for fun. It was so damn good. One of my favorite chocolates ever there. Paris. All right, let's pull up Paris. All right. Voila. Montparnasse. C'est par où? C'est par là. Voilà. One moment here. Oh, there's the Tour. All right. Tour Montparnasse. Right. Rue de Rennes. Exactly. All right. One Rue de Rennes. And now let's type in chocolat and see if we get lucky. I don't know if I will. Well, let's see. It's not Maison du Chocolat. Alain Ducasse. Le Chocolat? I don't think so. Alain Ducasse? I don't think so. Yves Tourier? No. Dengo? Jean-Paul Evin? I'm seeing the Comptoir du Chocolat, Copain, Chocolat Rochou. I'll know the name. Plaque, Chapon. Oh boy, it's everybody here. Bernachon, La Maison du Chocolat Louvre. When I'm looking at general names here, it wasn't Alain Ducasse. I would know that. There's actually a really nice one in northern Paris as well. By I'm forgetting the structure, but it's a very it's like an art chocolate place. I went there and she said, actually, we tend to sell to other stores in town. She was great though. She goes, we tend to sell to others because I said, I was looking for a little gift to bring an American friend. I wanted some really good French chocolates, but I thought a specialty shop would be neat. And she goes, well, typically we sell to big stores, but I'll sell you some. And she literally said, this is when the Parisians can be the most lovely. And again, I spoke French. She sat there and gave me a taste of practically everything in the shop. And it was fine French chocolate. I mean, very expensive. And I got a beautiful box put together. I forgot who I gave it to, but it was very cool. It was very cool. I had a bag. I even had a bag from the chocolate place. Shoot. Jeff de Bruges. Voila. I found it. Jeff de Bruges. It is a wonderful, now it might be Belgian if it's Bruges. Rue de Rennes. I was right, but there's a ton of chocolate shops on Rue de Rennes. Voila. There we go. Here you go. Oh, I'm so happy I found it. Jeff de Bruges. Wonderful. I think it is one of the best chocolates I've had in Paris. They're on Rue de Rennes. They're in a lot of, I think there are several stores in Paris. But show you guys, anybody else who actually goes back there, Jeff de Bruges. So good. Oh my God. I have to save this actually, so I don't forget. I was sort of forgetting Google Maps before. When I saw this, I was like, ooh, I should just, favorites. All right. There we go. Okay. It's safe. Woo woo. Let me give the dog a little more water. One moment. Oh. All right. You 1 second to get water. Okay. I'm not brushing your teeth yet, but I'll give you water. Here you go. All right. Oh, that's good. Ooh, yay! I'm excited. I found Jeff de Bruges. Such a good chocolate. Oh my God. Oh, Paula, you got me going on chocolate. I'm glad you did it. You got me in the mode, so I ended up looking for it. Anyway. Ooh la la, as we say in French. Ooh la la. I don't even know. One afternoon in Paris, as you say in French. Oh God, I don't even know. One afternoon, I would skip the Louvre. I wouldn't do a museum if you had one afternoon. I'd probably go see the Eiffel Tower. I'm trying to think like easy stuff. You would have to do above city. Actually, I would try to find a tour, to be honest. If you've never been to Paris, I would probably find a tour. And I love dark chocolate. That's my favorite. Yeah. But I would probably try to find a tour where you're driving around the city is what I would do, just so you can see Paris. I don't know what kind of tour exists that would do that, but that would be, I would look in advance and literally book a 2-hour tour, 3-hour tour on one of those buses that's like open. You could walk along the river. I mean, Notre Dame is great from the outside. You could walk along the river there, but it's still, I don't know. I mean, if it was just me with you, I would probably start at Châtelet near Notre Dame. I would probably walk you through the Latin Quarter. Through the Latin Quarter, you'd do the Marais, Notre Dame, Châtelet, that whole area, and then maybe go south, and we'd go through the Latin Quarter, and then Jardin de Luxembourg, which I always love, kind of through there. But I mean, there's so much. But then you'd kind of want it from there, maybe to go to the Eiffel Tower. Would not be a terrible idea. Catacombs, but not for an afternoon. I wouldn't do catacombs for an afternoon. I mean, a bunch of skeletons. You know what I mean? I agree, it's cool, but not for one afternoon. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Snorlax. Rent a bicycle if you're not going to get killed. Yes, I would consider that. I don't know how safe it is, but yes, that's not a bad idea at all. Actually, if you can ride around safely, a bicycle is probably a great idea, because then you literally could go to all those places. But I would stay outside as much as possible. Yeah. Museums, forget it. I mean, there's a wonderful Picasso museum, but I still would potentially just walk. I would make sure I stayed around outside. Yeah. Even the Louvre area is very nice. You don't have to go to the Louvre itself, but the Louvre, the buildings, because it was the old palace and stuff, the courtyard is beautiful. And so walking around there is really nice. I mean, fell face first on the floor in the catacombs. So that's funny. Yeah. Museums, you don't have enough time if you're just there for like an afternoon. Great museums there. I mean, the Louvre, obviously. And again, the Picasso Museum was great. I really enjoyed the Picasso Museum because you see the progression of him from a young man to an old man and how he started off doing traditional art that you would call traditional. And he was very good. Portraits and things that were amazing. I mean, honestly, come. Portraits that are surprisingly good for Picasso. I mean, because you think Picasso, you think abstract, and you look at these portraits and go, oh my God, he did beautiful portraits. And then he kind of went through these periods, this blue period and these other periods, this cubic or cubist or whatever. Like, it's fascinating to go room to room and see the progression of his art changing. Was absolutely fascinating to me. Your granddaughters are in Paris? Jealous. Yeah, the timeline was fascinating. Exactly. But the Louvre is so big. Yeah, that, actually, you know what? I mean, better than the Louvre in some way, the Musée d'Orsay. In some ways, you can get your tickets in advance from what I recall, which you should do, because then you go and you cut the line. But the museum, yeah, Sasha was grabbing her toy again, of course. Hello. Hi. But the Musée d'Orsay is fabulous. It's impressionist, and it's one of the best museums. I mean, probably my favorite museum in the world. I mean, the Louvre is great, but it's too freaking big. The Musée d'Orsay is just like, it's so good. Paris. Oh, you're making me miss Paris now. Stop it. Anyway. Wing Victory. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Tis cool. C'est chouette. C'est cool. All your dog's ears went up. That's fun. Well, when she hit her squid, now she's licking my hand, of course. You took me to the grocery store to get NyQuil. Groceries. It's this old word. It means a bag that you put stuff in. Smithsonian. I haven't been to the Smithsonian in a while, meaning 6 months. I typically go to the Smithsonian. I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of museums. Once or twice a year, like Damien and I, my friend Damien likes it. None of my other friends do, but we go to the zoo. Smithsonian. The zoo is part of the Smithsonian. We do that at least 2 times a year, at least, if not more. 2 or 3 times a year, probably the zoo, because it's also not far away. You can walk there, which is neat, and it's free. But I like the main National Gallery Art Museum. The new wing, the modern wing, is very good too. Those are 2 of my favorites. And the Natural History Museum, which is the Science Museum, is my other favorite. I've not been to Air and Space in decades, and I probably should go back. But excuse me. Ooh, la 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 la. Oh, she heard the squeaky toy fall. That's funny. Well, that's funny because you wouldn't think the squeak was enough, but it was enough. What is that, Rowan? I don't know what that is. T-Sten? I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Anyway, anything else, guys, or should we call it quits? Oh, the Rodin Museum you meant. Oh, you missed the D. You said R-O-I-N, R-O-D-I-N. Oh, the Rodin Museum. I haven't been there in a very long time. I remember it being very nice. They have a sculpture garden outside. I have not gone in for Rodin. Okay, I was like, Rowan. I have not been in forever, but it is a very famous museum in Paris. Rodin, who's the famous sculptor. One of the neat things with, I will show you this really quick. There's a wonderful sculpture of Rodin in Paris, in my old neighborhood in Montparnasse. And it's funny because it was very controversial at the time. People hated the sculpture, and it's a beautiful sculpture. Hold on, Rodin, Montparnasse. But what's neat is it's literally this Rodin sculpture that's huge, and on the corner, it's just like on the street corner. It's just right there where you get your metro, and it's just the funniest thing. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's the Rodin statue of Balzac at Montparnasse. Yeah, this is the one. And people, I think this is the one. Yeah, this should be the one. To Balzac. I'm looking here and trying to recognize. Yeah. Yeah, to Balzac. And people hated this statue. And I think it's just the coolest statue. And of course, it's just so cool because it's on the street corner. And I mean, it's a road. No, it's kind of abstract. I'll show you another picture of it. But it's cool because of also the way he had this very special technique for treating the metal to make the metal sort of get all those different colors and stuff. Here's another picture of it. Oop, that one's hard to see. I'm trying to get one where you can. I had one earlier where you could get a better look. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's a little better. You can actually see that that's a person there, the Balzac. It does. It looks kind of like a tombstone kind of thing, you know. Very pretty. Look at that with the face and everything. People hated this thing when it first came out. It was totally controversial. They thought it was ugly. And I think it's funny because it was so cool. Like every day I'd leave the house to do my food shopping or go to the metro. And on the corner was a 6 or 8 feet tall Rodin statue on the corner. That was just amazing to have that kind of thing, you know, just as part of your daily walk, you know, a Rodin statue. It's just so funny. You know, anyway, delicious chocolate I've been eating lately. It depends what you mean. There's a wonderful chocolate I got from I got it from Costco, but they've got it other places called Sanders. It is quite good. They have dark chocolate or milk chocolate. I got the dark. It's caramel on the inside, dark chocolate or milk if you want that instead, and salt covering it. They're tremendous. As somebody here actually got them and agreed with me. They're absolutely tremendous. They're very rich. You get 2 of them for maybe $38 at Costco, maybe $34, depends. But they're very good. They're very rich though. So like I eat a couple and I'm pretty full. Yeah, your dad gets them too. They're really good. They almost taste a little bit like chocolate turtles without the nuts, you know? They're very, very good. Yeah, oops, get this down. So those are my recent favorites. And they're so rich that you really do, like I eat a couple and I don't necessarily want any more, which is good. Because otherwise, you know, but I'm going to have a few tonight, actually. They're really nice. Yeah. No, I discovered those. My sister got those at Christmas and I was like, oh my God, where did you get these? I mean, like discovering chocolate where you're going, well, the brand is called, Sanders is the brand. And they're just called dark chocolate or milk chocolate sea salt caramels. So sea salt caramel is the name of the, you know, the dessert, so to speak. And Sanders is the brand. But again, they have dark chocolate or milk chocolate. So depending on your taste, make sure you get the right one. Like milk chocolate, I'm sure it's okay. I'm a dark chocolate guy, you know, but they've got them. Yeah. CVS, they've got them in other places. Yeah. Costco happens to carry them, but you can find them elsewhere. CVS, that's it. I didn't know CVS had them, or I wonder if CVS has them here. That's an interesting question. They're very good. Yeah. Oh boy. Like I said, I'm surprised I never knew. Sorry, that I never knew what they were before. I was like, oh my God, where did these come from? You know, Paula, you should go to bed. Yeah, like it almost annoys me when I discover new things where I'm like, how did I go through life not knowing this chocolate existed? Like, oh my God. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Continuing our French voice stuff today. No, it's not. Let's go. It's really not. No reason to believe it is. Don't ever believe the conspiracy people. They lie. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. Tomorrow morning, we've got the hangout with the paid monthly subscribers. So you guys join me in the morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time, US. That's YouTube, Discord, TikTok. So 11 a.m. Be there or be square. Otherwise, I will be back Monday. Exactly, Alec. See you guys on Monday, 6 o'clock Eastern time, US on Monday. So thank you for that. Choxo, simply better chocolate, dark chocolate, coconut cups. Oh, that sounds kind of fun too. Coconut cup sounds good. I'd try that. You're very welcome, Jeremy. I would definitely try that. Amazon has Sanders. Oh, interesting. Okay. Depending on the price. If the price is good, I would say two things. If the price is good and you want to make sure they're not old. Apparently, I will say this, the nut, even at Costco, the nut ones, a lot of people said they were stale. So the nut ones, I'd be a little worried about buying from somewhere that wasn't like, a store that gets them fresh. You know what I mean? I wanted to try the nut ones because like the nut ones are Dubai chocolate. I've heard, I've not tried. I'm a little suspicious. I don't really think of Dubai as the place to get chocolate. I've seen some TikTok videos of people trying it and going, eh. Like Costco has some that somebody bought and thought was very mediocre. So thank you, T-Sten. Somebody tried the Costco Dubai chocolate and thought it was mediocre. I mean, one guy I saw on TikTok, but he was like, eh. Or she was like, eh, no big deal. So who knows? I don't tend to risk my money buying new chocolates. I tend to buy stuff I like already, just to be safe. But all right, guys, I'm going to sign off. Good to see you guys. As always, I'll start with Discord and then move from there. There we go. Discord, hang on. Discord, hang up. Discord and end. Boom. All righty. YouTube, bye. That's funny that Amazon has them then. All right. And then TikTok, you guys are next.